Well, we went down to Florida for a week. Now we're headed back home to Indiana, but we're stopping for a week. We're going to work here from this little hotel in Maggie Valley. We just got here. Well, we ate dinner. We got some food to go. We ate dinner. We watched a movie, a little scary movie. And now I walk outside. It's a little bit darker than it's showing there on my screen. These cool storm clouds are coming in. And I checked out the weather and it said we're under a severe thunderstorm watch, which is fun. I didn't know that was coming our way. But really cool view of the clouds up here. We've stayed at this little hotel before. It's an old style 1950s hotel that they've remade, kind of refurbished, whatever you want to say. And we really like the rooms. This is what it looks like. It has these little old-fashioned bathrooms, you know, from the 50s with the old tile. Kind of small, but it's okay. There's the little shower. And Jeremiah is still carrying stuff in. But here is our absolutely favorite part. It has these sliding glass doors, so we just open this. And then you have a porch. And you have this cool mountain stream running through the back. And you can just sit out here and listen to the stream. And when we did this last time, we worked again. We did another working vacation here. And we just left that screen door open the whole time. And it felt like we were in the Smokies. It didn't matter that we were working all week. The sound of the stream and being immersed in nature, it felt like we were on vacation, even though we were working. So we're back here again. I'm gonna sit out front and watch the storm come in. I'll maybe do some more video if that starts to look dramatic. But for now, I'm going to go sit on the front porch. Well, a lot has happened since I last made a video. We spent about 3 days at that hotel we like over in Townsend, North Carolina. And today we left that hotel and we're headed over to the other side of the Smoky Mountain National Park. And today we're on the highway that goes through the middle of the park. And we're up on the Klingman's Dome Road. And we've stopped at this little walk. And the vegetation up here is different than at lower elevations because right now we're sort of at a high elevation. We're at 5,600 feet above sea level. And I just love to stop here and look at all of the different plants. We were just saying we aren't sure if we've actually done this walk before because I don't remember these nice walkways through here. Look how beautiful that fern and the moss. I love that. I think these waxy looking leaves are a kind of wild orchid. It's the 4th of July today. We expected it to be really busy through the park, but so far it hasn't been too bad. It was a little busy when we got up close to the parking area for Klingman's Dome. We did end up turning around, but it's usually pretty busy in the summer, and we've been up there before. And really, I mainly come here come up this way because I like when you get in the higher elevations and you start seeing the different kinds of pine trees. So we're up high enough for that. So we're just exploring here, and then we're going to keep going down, and we'll get to Newfound Gap, which is a very pretty overlook. Look at that. If I were still into doing art photography, oh man, I'd love to take just a really good photograph of that. Even a black and white with a medium or large format camera. It's so beautiful. I might stop and take a picture. Hold on. So later today, our ultimate goal is to get to the other side of the park, and we're going to stay in Townsend, Tennessee. A lot of people would go stay in Gatlinburg, but Townsend is a smaller area, smaller town. It doesn't have as many people that, when people come down here, a lot of them, they like the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area. There are a lot of things to do, but we'd prefer to just stay in a little quiet place. But, yeah, so we're eventually going to go down there and check into our new hotel room, which we have for the next 3 days or so. We were just saying we're going to turn around maybe, but we saw, look at these old benches that are so moss covered. Aren't those cool? You want to have a seat there?
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of ferns these are. They're very pretty. Jeremiah, I love this walkway.
Yeah, it's great.
We've ended our little walk, but here's some information about it. Spruce Fir Nature Trail. We're in this little town near where we're staying called Maryville. We had to come here we had to work from a Starbucks because this little mom and pop hotel we're staying at, the internet doesn't really work. So we worked for a few hours. Wow, look at that, would you? That's wild. Oh, there's big winds coming. So I just wanted to show this big old storm that's moved in. We just got lunch. We went to a place called Cookout. They had I've noticed it's a chain. We don't really have where we live. They have a lot of good stuff. Anyway, look at this storm. I just asked Jeremiah, hey, look on your weather app. He's gotten to be pretty good at interpreting radar for rotation and things like that. And I said, hey, look at your radar and tell me if we're in danger. And he goes, well, I can't say we're not in danger. So I guess we'll see how this goes. But it's pretty dark. Has some tinge of green. Has some clouds that kind of hang down. Oh, look at that looks like rain right there pouring down. You see that? All right, we'll see how it goes. Oh, our car is being buffeted around. Do you feel that? Hello again. This is Saturday. It's our last day in the park. We've now been gone from home for 2 weeks because we did our first week in Florida, which we did not do any vlogging. I guess it was just too hot to vlog. And then we did a week here in the Smokies, about 3 days in Townsend and 3 days on the other side in Maggie Valley. And today we've called Water Day. It's real hot. It's about 90 degrees. And we're getting in the water. Those are my feet underwater. It's real cold at first, but then it's all right. Jeremiah went to get us some chairs and some books, and then we're going to come back and we're going to sit down here somewhere, maybe spend an hour or so. One time we went to this spot here called the Sinks, which is a big kind of waterfall swimming hole area where people jump from these tall cliffs into the water. So we stood there for a little bit and people watched. And now we've come here to find our own little bit of water to get in. It's very, very hot and humid today. It's supposed to be 90, I think so far it's only, I don't know, 82 or something. But we're gonna sit here and just take in the park. I was telling Jeremiah yesterday, I said, like, I love it here, but I don't very often spend 7 days. And I said to him, I'm feeling a little over the park. And then I realized the reason I was feeling over the park is because we were driving. You can really get into a habit in the Smokies of drive, because you can see a lot of amazing things by driving around. But if you do that too much, I just start to feel like, oh, I'm over it, is what, like I said to Jeremiah, I'm over it. And I realized what I really need to do is get out of the daggone car. And so that we're gonna just sit and take it in for hours. I don't care how long, because you can't get sick of this. Look at this. You can't get sick of it. Jeremiah got us 2 chairs, but he wants to sit in the creek, so he's not using a chair. I'm sitting in a chair with my feet in the water. Jeremiah got my book, got us some Cokes, and we're just gonna sit here as long as we have fun. We'll sit here all day long if we want.
All day long.
And then we're gonna go, at some point, we're gonna go over through the park to the other side where you see elk a lot. And we're gonna go see the elk in the evening, see what we see. We might actually swim. There's a little swimming hole right there to get in. We have that quote from that, Jeremiah says it's from Dazed and Confused. I've been hearing it on a lot of TikToks where Matthew McConaughey goes, you just gotta live, man. L-I-V-E, live. Or something like that. Anyway, we keep saying it over and over because look where we are. So great. I mean, we don't usually take time to do stuff like this. I think this is going to become our norm when we come here. And I think a lot of families have already figured it out because we see a lot of people playing in the water, and I think they just set up all day and hang out. There's some people having fun. I just looked down at my feet. I have little friends. Oh, touched me. I'm in the water now. Here we are. Standing almost waist deep. It feels real good. It's not too cold. You should get in, Jeremiah.
I had the accumulation of sitting here for 30 minutes. So
it's real nice.
I basically have ice lanes.
I just looked at my underwater video and I'm so delighted. I didn't know there were little fishies and little green things under there. Jeremiah I just told Jeremiah, and he goes, I didn't know there was a whole little world under there. Neither did I. All right, we're going underwater again.